This is the Ravin R20. This bow is about 34.5 inches long. The company says just the bow itself weighs about 7.1 pounds. I weighed it on a food scale in my house. With this scope on here, it weighs about 8.3 pounds. With the quiver and the cranking handle mounted on the bow, it weighs about 9.1 pounds. It's a pretty heavy rig. Now, the quiver and the cranking handle I do not have mounted on my bow when I go in the woods to hunt. I wear a backpack and I have the quiver and the cranking handle tied to my backpack. That takes a little bit of weight off, and that helps. I'm going to go ahead and take off the quiver right now. It's mounted on the bottom of this bow in this bracket. Just a screw right here takes it off. Quiver and your cranking handle mounts on this bracket. It's got a quick release button on the side. I'm going to go ahead and take this off because I'm going to need it in a few minutes. That's your cranking handle. I'll show you all about that in just a moment. First off, these arrows themselves weigh about 300 grains. Well, with this 100 grain broadhead on here, they weigh 400 grains total. That is a NAP kill zone, 2-inch cut, and I can attest that they work very, very well. Now, Ravin says use their arrows or they won't warranty the bow. These arrows are designed to accept the stresses that this bow creates. I ordered this bow from Wyvern Creations, W-Y-V-E-R-N. You can go online and watch some of his videos. He changes out the factory sent Ravin scope with this Hawke xb30 compact. I like this scope very well. If I can remember correctly, the way you sight this thing is you set up a 20-yard target. There's a speed ring on top of here. Pull this speed ring out and turn it until you've got the approximate speed of your bow. This one's 430 feet per second. When you get it set pretty close, click it back in place. Shoot your bow at 20 yards, get it pretty close, doesn't have to be exact, then move your target to 40 yards. At 40 yards, shoot using your windage and elevation until you get right on at 40 yards. Then you move back to 20 yards, hold it dead on your bullseye, and shoot an arrow. If it hits right where you're aiming, you're good. If it doesn't hit right where you're aiming, without moving your bow, adjust the speed ring until your reticles lines up with the shot you just took. Once you do that, click it back in place, then you're set from 10 yards all the way out to 100 yards. Now you can go online and look the scope up, Hawke xb30 compact, and you can see pictures of what the inside of this thing looks like in crosshairs. You have crosshairs from 10 yards all the way up to 100 yards, and you also have crosswind aiming points on this thing from 10 miles an hour to 20 miles an hour on the left and right side. So it's a very neat scope. I like it. I like it a lot. It's very clear. This is the cocking handle for this bow. Fits right there. This is magnetized. It just magnets itself on there. Just like that. And when you're cocking this thing, it's going to make a clicking sound. And it will, if you let go of it, it will latch in place. If you're in the woods and you don't want that clicking sound, there's a button right here. You can press that button and crank it on up, and it won't make any noise. But you got to be very careful not to let go of this handle. I let go of the button, now it locked in place. But while you've got that button depressed and you're cranking this, do not let go of this handle. If you do, it's going to reverse itself. It can injure your hand. It can probably damage the bow. But you get it cranked up. When it gets all the way to where it's supposed to be locked, this thing has a cam in it. You can feel it slip a little bit. That's when you stop. You're done. It's cocked and locked right now. It is automatically sets itself on safe right here. I'm not going to load an arrow right now, but this is how you do it. Come in here. Get on your string and pop it in there until that knock clicks on that string. It's pretty hard to do until that string gets worn down a little bit. Keep your hands out from this area. If this thing was to go off, you lose fingers, damage your hand really, really badly. Now this arrow does not ride on a rest. The only points of contact on this bow with this arrow is the string back here on the knock, and up front it's got two rollers it sits in, two little rollers. So it's not much friction when you release this trigger on this arrow. Now, at the end of the day or whenever you want to decock this bow, you don't have to shoot it. Just put this back on there, pull it just a little bit, depress that button, and reverse. Be very careful. If you let go of the button, it's going to lock in place. But you can decock this, but you do not want to let go of this thing, because you're going to probably hurt yourself and you're probably going to damage the bow. But it's pretty neat to be able to decock this without shooting. This is the spyderweb ST14XL no speed limit target. I've not used it yet. I'm about to in just a few minutes. With this side target, and then you got a vitals area target. Now this thing is only 14 inches. Here to here, here to here. 14 inches. It's pretty heavy. It's a small target, but it's pretty heavy. Okay, I've got my target set at 20 yards. I'm about to take a shot. See how easy it is to take a field point out of this target. Shot just a little bit low, but that table I'm on back there is wobbly, and I was moving a little bit. That's shooter error. I've already tuned this bow and it's dead on. Let's see how easy this is going to be to slide out of here. Not too bad. Not too bad. Now I'm going to set the camera up for right here. I'm going to get back there and shoot again. I want you to listen to the noise when I pull the trigger, how long it takes this arrow to get here. It's lightning fast. Once you've shot an arrow, this firing mechanism is going to be locked in place right here. What you do, take your crank handle, just enough tension off of there that you can press this button back here. Button's right there. Then this will just slide forward. And you have to snap it onto your string. And then it's ready to crank up and fire again. For those of you thinking about getting a high-end bow, you might want to check these Ravins out. This is a very nice machine right here. That 430 feet per second. They don't have time to react to that much. At 164 foot-pounds of kinetic energy, sounds like getting hit with a baseball bat. I've had this a year. I used it last year in deer season, and I can tell you it performs very, very well. And if you found this video helpful, I'd appreciate it if you subscribe, maybe even like, and see you next time, and I thank y'all for watching.